you there?
Yes.
Okay. You would want to go to the prosecutor's office and talk to them about it and file a report there with them.
But anyway, that language down at the bottom is from the prosecutor's office, and it basically just says the parents and their addresses. So that's something for you to take up with your attorney, okay? I don't care if you get that changed or not. We don't care. But that's got to go through court. We don't change that.
I understand.
112 Ashland Drive in South Point, Ohio. She's the biological mother and legal custodian of RA. And Joseph Atkins is the father of RA and really doesn't have any rights as a parent like he did before this fraud occurred. Parents, they could just remove custody by issuing emergency removal. They don't always, but I wonder how she knew that. I wonder if somebody told her, somebody that would know something like that, like maybe Mr. Kerr and Miss Judge Sanders, because how come on July 16th, on this complaint form it says the mother has custody and the child resides with her in Ohio, but just the day before, July 15th, Judge Sanders removed custody from me, the father, and my son was in Kentucky. Just the day before, July 15th. The same judge who, July 16th, thought the mother had custody and the child resided in Ohio. Why would a judge and Dave Carey commit fraud and commit perjury and all the things that they've done? Because they got caught, there was no emergency. Because the judge said, go get your son, and I let Dave Carey check him out. And Dave Carey said, he's not neglected, he's fine, take him home. And I did. This is my custody agreement. You know what judge signed off on it? Judge Patricia Sanders, the same judge who knew for months that I was the only legal residential custodian of RA, but then in less than 24 hours, she just gets amnesia, I guess. That's not what happened. This judge, Patricia Sanders, committed one of the biggest frauds I've ever seen in Lawrence County history. Why? Because the judge issued an emergency removal, but except there was no emergency. So it's better to commit fraud and put a kid in foster care than to say you made a mistake or you just got caught. This ain't the first time Judge Sanders or CPS has done something like this. I wonder who else they've done this to. I'm just the only one that's called them out, and I still don't have my child back, but I will. How can a social worker, a child protective social worker, who's going to claim to protect kids is going to be involved in one of the biggest and worst cases of fraud that I could ever imagine? Dave Carey, who signed off just like the judge did on me having custody May 13th, who came by and checked on my son, R.A., July 15th and said he was not neglected and he was fine, but yet files a false complaint the next day and removes my child and puts him in foster care. Why? To protect Judge Sanders? a judge who thinks it's better to protect her ass than to put a kid in foster care because she made a mistake and she got caught and got exposed, but still nobody holds her accountable. Nobody does anything. Nobody says anything. That's just how it is. But you read the documents. There's no way Judge Sanders and CPS Dave Carey can tell me that they didn't knowingly and intentionally make a false report of child abuse or neglect. And Judge Sanders can't tell me that she didn't know this on July 15th she took custody from me, the father. But on the July 16th complaint, the false complaint by the fraudulent Dave Carey, she didn't know that the child resided with me. There's no way. Well, of course, so you guys can't say something that's not true.
Danica, the supervisor, spoke with you yesterday, and she told you where we're at on this case, correct?
Here.
Is that correct? No, I asked you a question.
Well, answer my question. Can you correct the record?
I'm asking you a
Well,
question.
can you correct this record?
Joe, what'd I tell you? Danica met with you yesterday.
No, she didn't correct it. She said Dave would answer
I
it.
didn't say that. Let's not talk. Let's not go into everything. Told you where we are in the case. That's where we need to go from. Now, if you want anything like that, it has to go through court, okay?
So Dave and nobody here wants to correct the record.
I'm not going to answer that question.
See how it says?
I'm not going to look at that.
Let's see how it says.
Joe, I'm not looking at that.
Okay.
We told you yesterday what was going to happen. Or not what was going to happen, but what was, what's in the process here, okay?
Yeah.
That's what we got to do.
Okay. But I just wondered, so nobody's going to correct the record.
Well, I'm not going to
Well, it says Eva has custody. Shall I go?
For your record, I'm not going to answer that question.
So Eva's got custody, like it says right here.
Like I said, I'm not going to answer your question.
Okay.
Okay? So contact your lawyer and do what you need to do. Joe. That's your
But explain what that means at first.
right, Joe.
Having custody and control. I'm just wondering, Rich, but I mean, you're the only one that was decent out
I'm
here.
trying to talk to you, Joe.
But I am too, Rich.
Let me tell you something.
The kids in foster care because of that line.
Let me talk.
These people put their hand on the Bible and take an oath, and they can say this child right here is neglected. He doesn't look neglected. But I gotta hand my son over to people who lied and broke an oath, and they lied in court. And then I gotta ask the same court, can I have my son back? The only thing I'm guilty of is loving my son. And they just keep holding my son in foster care, denying me access. Because Dave Carey's a scumbag. He's trying to make me look bad because I've made him look bad. Man, if you could do a kid this way and you work for Child Protective Services, or you're a judge who has kids as futures and like their lives in your hands, like Judge Sanders does and like Dave Carey does, and you could just put a kid that's definitely not neglected in a foster care just because you want to protect Judge Sanders' ass. Something's definitely wrong with that. Orange County commissioners won't even talk to a parent who their employee has lied in court already and definitely committed crimes. And then you guys want me to put my son in the care of an agency and a foster care system that is more dangerous than so-called bad parents, which I'm not. And then you want me to give my son back over to these people who, the only reason they have him is because they committed fraud and they lied and this is our system of justice, who I gotta wait on to get my son back. These people who broke their oath, they put their hand on the Bible and swear to God that they're not gonna violate that oath and that trust that we give them. But now I gotta do something I don't want to do. Or it could be a lot worse, but what's worse than just taking a kid that doesn't belong to be put in foster care under what circumstances is it okay to do this? Like this family can't take care of a child. Foster care is better than this family who's got so much better experience and better results, like better than me. Like it's better to have my son with somebody he doesn't even know and to put him in different foster care homes because you guys committed fraud. You guys put lies and perjury on a statement, which is a federal crime. I just don't get Ohio. I mean, why? Somebody tell me why. They committed fraud and they broke the law, not me. How can anybody let them get away with this? But they are. But I'm not. I'm gonna get my son back real soon because they definitely ain't getting away with this shit. They do this shit to people all the time, man. If people don't speak up, man, it's gonna be your kid, somebody you know. You seen my son. He didn't belong in a foster home. He's not neglected. They got caught doing what they always do. In Lawrence County, that's what they do in Lawrence County. They do whatever the hell they want, and we just gotta put up with it. But we don't gotta put up with it. Man, I damn sure ain't putting up with it. I'm gonna call out everybody. I'll take on the whole county. I don't care. Like y'all need to explain this shit to me, not the other way around. Yeah, I'm mad. I'm hurt. Yeah, I'm hurt real bad. I'm mad. Who wouldn't be mad? This ain't right. And is anybody else gonna speak up? I will, because I would for anybody's child, even their child.
I'll transfer you to Mr. Markham, okay?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Dave, how long are y'all gonna continue this fucking bullshit of violating my son? You guys know he didn't live over there. I'm in a case that can't exist with the mother that's charged that doesn't have custody. Does that make sense to you? At all? Hello?
Who is Joe?
You know who it is, Dave. Mark. It's Joe Atkins. You got my son in foster care in a state he's never lived in by either parent because of the false complaint with the false information stating he resided with the mother. How long are y'all going to continue to violate him? You don't think it's odd that a mother's charged that's not had custody and has lost it February 5th in Kentucky, and her aunt lost it February 20th in Kentucky? Dave, I'm not, well, it's not, don't worry about where I'm at. Where's my son at? You've had Dave Carey who's kept me away from my son.
Are you close enough to come home?
I don't, Dave. I want my son because he's intentionally kept me away for a few months now. I mean, there's a documentary and all kinds of stuff coming out about this. I mean, it doesn't make you guys look too good, but like, I really want your resignation, really, because of the way you guys have handled this case, you and Prosecutor Anderson. You don't think it's odd to charge a mother who doesn't have custody, and I'm over there in a court case where you all put my son in foster care? Answer the question, Dave. Dave, do you not think it's odd do you not think that's odd, sir? Do you guys charge murders in Kentucky with murder in Ohio? I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, you don't have a defense, Mr. Markham. You don't have a defense. Why would they not change the information on that complaint then? Why would they not change it when they clearly know it's wrong? Dave, I don't want to talk to you. I want my son back. I mean, I want my son back, Dave. You guys are violating him. You know. I've come in and talked to you. It didn't get nowhere. I showed you where I lived. I showed you my papers. I showed you everything. You knew months ago he lived with me in Kentucky, but yet we still continue this bullshit case in Ohio. That can't be possible because Mrs. Waldo, the judge, everybody says Joe had custody, lived with the child in Kentucky. We all know that, but we're charging the mother and we're acting like it's real. Like, what the fuck, Dave? Jesus Christ, man. You all think y'all gonna get away with this, really?
You think your rights have been violated?
I know they have.
Why don't you contact maybe somebody at the FBI or somebody?
All because you guys protect each other, Dave. We all know how the fucking good old boy system works. Cops don't really do much to cops, and you know how the system works, Dave. Come on now.
If you feel like you contact the bill attorney, if you feel like we've done you wrong that much, contact the FBI.
Are you confident in that case then? Are you confident in the case that charges the mother that don't have custody of a child in Kentucky? You can't because you can't defend it. But yet you are still proceeding with it for months. It's got a kid in foster care. You're not violating his rights if that complaint's false.
If you feel like your rights have been violated, contact somebody. No wrongful charges.
Yeah. Who? Like the sheriffs that assaulted me in the bathroom during the court case the other day? Like them? Or who? The sheriffs that covered up my sister's murder by Jimmy Sargent? You want me to contact them? That sheriff's department? Or you want me to contact the FBI who won't investigate police? Or you want me to call internal affairs when there's not one in southern Ohio? Or do you want me to contact the United States Justice Department, which I've done, which I've sent the report to? Or should I contact President Trump, which I've even done that? Who else do you recommend, Dave? You guys have violated my son, and you have no defense of it because a case in Ohio saying the mother had custody and the child resided with her cannot possibly be true when the courtroom says Joe had custody, but let's proceed like this is real. Do you charge murderers in Ohio of a murder in Kentucky and a murderer that happened in Kentucky in Ohio? Just because somebody put false information on the paper. You don't unless you're in on it, probably, Dave. I mean, how long are y'all going to protect Judge Sanders? You think everybody doesn't know it by now?
Down at the bottom is from the prosecutor's office, and it basically just says the parents and their addresses.
I was gonna rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Legs to the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.